How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Ozzy from the Nerdy Basement back again, and we're back with another podcast episode. Joining me, as always, is your co-host.
It's Eddie, guys. What's going on?
And we're back. We're back. It's our third
Yes,
episode
sir.
of the relaunch. We're excited to bring you another semi-jam-packed episode. The
I
first
guess.
two episodes, Superman review, Fantastic
Yep.
Four review. We had a lot of fun with those two episodes. But this one, we're going to kind of sit back, take it back to our old roots and kind of
Oh yeah, the bread and butter. The bread and butter.
The bread and butter of the Nerdy Basement. You know, news reporting, deep dives, theorizing, all that good jazz. But we want to start off with the question of the century of the month. You know, July is officially over. We have we had a few blockbusters: Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Four, all that good jazz. Obviously, the $1 million question everybody is asking. This is just a little bit of afterthoughts for us. Nothing we're going to dive into super heavily, but Fantastic Four versus Superman, Marvel versus DC, man. We haven't had something like this in the box office in quite some time. I mean, which now that the movie has, both movies have been out for like a few weeks, almost a month. Superman's been out almost a month. A couple more weeks, Fantastic Four would have been out a month. Some aftersauce. How you feeling now that the movie has fully digested? What do you think? How do you
honestly
feel?
I'm hoping to still get a chance to still get a second watch in for both of them. I definitely want to still see the both. I still need a second watch, but I don't know. Like I don't always, you know me, man. I'm like I'm just trying to, you know, stay grounded and positive. I don't like having to get
neutral.
into these you know what I mean? Like,
there's no negativity.
You know what I mean?
No
like, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, and I'm trying to think, like, did I enjoy one more than the other? And I'm like, I enjoy them both thoroughly. I really did. And I don't think I can really choose one or the other. They're both in two very different stages of their cinematic universe. You know what I mean? Like Superman starting off, and even though Fantastic Four has first steps in their name, technically they're still coming off of what has been happening in the MCU anyway. So it's like we were just waiting for a good Fantastic Four movie, which I think we got. So in my opinion, even though people are shitting on it because they're talking about like, oh yeah, this is just another typical Pedro Pascal like movie or show that he has a baby and he needs to take care of said baby or use it to destroy the world, you know? And it's like,
listen, is anyone really upset about more Daddy Pascal? Come on, man.
I don't think so.
Really,
I'm not. They shouldn't be complaining.
I'm not mad at that. I shouldn't. No one should be complaining. To be completely honest with you,
not at all.
No one should.
Personally,
but hey, we're here for it. So yeah. Listen, I'm on the same boat, right? Like both movies did something completely different for me. I left feeling completely different with each movie. Each movie was very distinct, very unique in and of itself to their respective universes. Now, which one am I liking a little more? Probably Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay, fair.
That's where I'm at with that. To be completely honest, as much as I love and enjoy Superman stories, I'm not the biggest Superman fan.
Yeah.
So, do I enjoy the Fantastic Four a little bit more? Absolutely.
No, fair
Did
enough,
I enjoy this movie a little bit more than Superman? Absolutely. Does that mean that the Fantastic Four is complete trash? Like people have been kind of rambling for the past few weeks? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, this is legit one of Marvel's like best films. And honestly, as we said in our previous episode, our review episode, make sure you guys check that out on the channel if you guys haven't listened to it already. Fourth time's a charm, and listen, the first three movies had to like stumble along the way, so the Fantastic Four can really take their first steps, and for Marvel to be able to deliver such a great movie. And then honestly, the bar was set extremely low, so it was literally no room to fail for Marvel when it came to delivering something good with the Fantastic Four. But in the same breath, given Marvel's rep over the past like 5 years or so, they could have misfired with this, which is kind of what people are saying based on the box office numbers, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah, and
that
again,
doesn't really matter to me. I enjoyed the movie, so that's all I personally care about.
Yeah, exactly. I think unfortunately, like, see, the problem is with that when we hear about the box office numbers and all that kind of stuff. Now we're not bothered by it because we obviously see that number and say, wow, that could take care of me my whole life. All right.
Oh,
That's like
absolutely.
very
That's life
easily that
changing
amount of
money right
money,
there.
right? That's life-changing money. But they're looking at the studios are looking at it as, oh yeah, this might not make back what we paid and this
Hmm.
and that. And it's like, okay, but at the same time, you guys made tons of money back. You know what I mean? And it's sad to have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like weigh everything into the fact of like saying, oh, if this bombed or didn't do the numbers that we thought, we're never going to see anything else of it again. You know what I mean? And it's such a
right.
shame to see that happening now, especially with, they wanted all the content. You know what I mean? They got the content. Some of it did well, some of it didn't. And the one like Thunderbolts, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie too. And apparently they did shit in the box office. So now they're all talking about, oh, is it even worth bringing him back in them and Doomsday? But I'm like, but again, Doomsday is supposed to reboot this whole universe anyway. So, just let it
Exactly.
run. Let it
Exactly.
run. Like it is what it is. But
Honestly,
rather,
when it comes to
you
the
know,
box office stuff, I know a lot of
hmm
other topics have been like a lot of talking points have been
hmm
really hot topics on social media over the past few weeks. The
yeah,
superhero movie fatigue, comic book movie fatigue. Is
hmm
Marvel really ever back with every? Because we hear Marvel's back with every single movie that they drop. This is we're so back.
oh
Marvel's
yeah,
back. This is the best movie since Endgame. It's like
hmm
we really need to stop comparing every single release after 2019 to
hmm
Endgame. It's like
yep,
we need to stop. Like
yep,
that just has to stop. The movies
hmm
need to you guys need to just let movies like be their own thing, stand on their own. Whether they're connected to something much bigger and
hmm
broader, that's a completely different topic for another conversation.
yep,
But we got to stop comparing everything to Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War, given how much was built up and how much we were leading up to the
hmm
culmination of the first 10, 12 years of the MCU. You know what I'm saying? So
especially when a lot of that stuff in the first 10 years weren't that great either. You know what I mean? People are
right,
forgetting that.
exactly. No, people
They're
absolutely
really
forget
like,
that.
they're literally just taking two major movies at the very end, literal Endgame and Infinity War, as like, oh yeah, that was everything. But yeah,
That's
but
the end all be all.
it took the wins, it took the L's, it took all the in-betweens,
Hmm.
just to get to that. And then, they served us a buffet on a platter. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why it was so good. Now everybody's mad about it because most of these heroes they don't know, or they're not happy about the format they put it in. And welcome to the comic book reader's life. You know what I mean? There's like 12 different
Yo,
books for just one
honestly,
event, man. Like we're used to
to
this
be
shit.
completely honest, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because a lot of people get a lot of slack,
Mhm,
especially comic book readers, when they're like,
mhm,
"Oh, well, you can always tell who hasn't read a comic book,"
mhm.
and it's like,
I don't like
yeah.
that moment, but yeah.
No, I know. It's not something you should just be throwing around.
Mhm,
It's like
mhm,
there's certain things we can gatekeep, but that shouldn't be one of those things that we gatekeep. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Like, let
mhm.
just welcome people in. Like the general audience, believe it or not, are the ones that really make these franchises successful. It's not
Yeah,
us, the
fair
comic
enough.
book reader.
Yeah, fair
But
enough, yeah.
but I digress. You know what I mean? But back to your point about welcome to being a comic book reader. The MCU is literally how you would read a Marvel comic storyline event. Like this is exactly how it plays out.
Mhm.
Not everything is gonna be great. You're gonna have build up that takes years and years and years. Other
Mhm.
events are just mini series that just take a
Yep.
few issues or a few
Yep.
movies in this in
Literally,
this.
the only
It's literally
the payoff is like
to a
one
T.
panel. Literally, the payoff is one
The one
panel at the
splash page,
like if that, if you're lucky, it's a
if
splash
you're
page.
lucky.
And then people are complaining, you included obviously, but about how much Doctor Doom we got in the end of a Task 4. But at the same time, I'm like,
Yes,
well, it's
yes, I'm on
enough.
record for that.
But
I'm
it's
on record for
enough.
that.
I think it's but again, I didn't care. You know me. Like I
Absolutely.
said, to get to that point, I enjoyed that full hour, 2 hour movie, which was like, I was like, what, so well done. I was happy. And things are going to change anyway. Like, so it's all good. But again, hopefully they're not going to be bothered by these numbers, and they can get moving to reboot,
Yeah,
like to get through
I
the
I
doomsday.
don't think they're bothered
You
by
know.
those numbers. I don't think James Gunn and DC Studio is bothered by the Superman
Hmm.
numbers
Hmm.
either. To be
Wait,
completely
was
honest,
theirs down? Was theirs not too great either? I thought they were doing way better too in general.
they were under 600 million, which according to the box office
Okay.
experts are not great numbers. But man, listen, there was a brand new summer blockbuster dropping every single week for 3 weeks straight. It's like,
Hmm.
bro.
Yep.
And then all the little a couple family movies in between, and you were still competing
Mm.
with Lilo and Stitch that
Oh,
was in
yeah.
the theaters for 2 whole months.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And mind you, what
Just
is it? Each one of these tickets are, even on a matinee, are usually around $15 to $20.
a matinee is not even 10, $12 anymore.
What can you do with that?
It's not.
We don't got the money, people, and stop dropping. If you want to make money, drop it on a different month other than when other things are dropping. Like,
Mhm.
it,
Well,
you
that's
know.
one, and I'm going to take this moment to encourage people. I implore you all to get AMC A list. That just
Mm.
it's a godsend. As much as slack as it caught in its early years, given
Yeah, yeah.
today's climate and financial, the everybody's financial situation, dropping that $25 a month, you're able to watch 4 movies a week now. They upped it now
Oh, wow.
from 3 movies to 4 movies a week.
That's legit.
Any format,
Okay.
any day of the week, doesn't matter. You know
You
what
just
I
have to
mean?
make
Like,
sure you get your seat first before anybody else does it, type of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. And that
Okay.
listen, you're $25 per movie ticket is like,
Yep.
do the math.
Yeah.
Do the
Oh,
math.
yeah. You know what? Like you saying that now, I might have to look up my local Regal to see if they have like any programs like that. See if like they
Regal
have any.
has one,
Okay.
Cinemark has one, but I
Ooh,
still
okay.
feel
AMC is
AMC is the
better
best
buck,
one
right?
out of all of them. Yeah,
Fair enough.
absolutely. You
Fair
get
enough.
more bang for your buck with the
Hmm.
AMC A
Oh,
list,
okay. Okay.
but yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
another thing. Movie tickets are expensive.
Yep.
On top of that, I also mentioned a quick shout out to the Nerd Gen report because they talked about this a little bit too, and I mentioned this in one of the comments in one of their videos. I'm
Hmm.
like, you also got to realize, on top of the financial situation for everybody and how expensive tickets are, a lot of these movies are only in theaters for 30 to 45 days, and they're
Oh,
sent to
yeah.
streaming platforms
Hmm.
almost immediately. You know what I mean? That is completely different from what the Hollywood release module was, or the release model was 15, 20 years ago. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You will have a movie in a theater for 6 months before it released on Blu-ray or DVD, and then you
Yep.
will have to wait another 6 months up to a year to even stream it on broadcast cable television. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Exactly. Yep.
now someone can just skip the movie theater entirely.
Yep.
I'll wait 30, 45 days, maybe
Hmm.
60 days. I'll just catch it at home.
Yep. If
Who
you're
who
okay with seeing spoilers, then yeah, you're fine. Like you're
who's
solid.
gonna turn down
Yep.
watching the movie in the comfort of their own home? No
Yeah.
one's turning that down. I'm
We
sorry.
loved a lot of people love COVID. During that lockdown, people enjoyed it. Everybody got bigger TVs too. It's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
it's really easy to have a cinematic experience when you can
At
sit in front
home.
of a 70-inch TV like only this far away. Like,
Yep, you're
so
sitting now. You're
what do
not
you
even
want
the
them to do?
recommended 6 to 8 feet away.
Oh yeah, I
You're
never
getting a
listen.
good
Never
view.
listen to that. Why do you think we wear glasses? Because we fucked
I
up,
know,
guys.
I know. The recommended 6 to 8 feet. 6 to 8 feet. No, not in our households. No, not at all.
Oh my goodness, I love it. But
But
oh
yeah,
man,
man, we went on an awesome tangent there.
yeah,
But
we
yeah,
got
back to
it.
Superman and James Gunn again. So
Hmm.
David Zaslav, obviously the CEO of Warner Brothers
Hmm.
Discovery, was on a conference call this past week and confirmed something that we already knew, something
Hmm.
that James Gunn has been very vocal about
Hmm.
during the press tour of Superman. He confirmed that James Gunn will be writing and directing the next film slash chapter in the Super family,
Cool.
whatever
Okay.
that means.
Which
Okay, obviously we
is it
know.
Supergirl or no? No, he's not doing Supergirl.
No,
He's
he's not
so the
doing
next one.
Supergirl.
Oh,
So the
okay.
next one after that. So James Gunn has been talking about doing a sequel of sorts. It's not a direct sequel
Hmm.
to Superman, but it's a sequel s movie
Okay.
that
So
features
BVS,
David.
right?
No, not BVS. No,
Sorry, I had to. I had to. I
no,
had to.
no. He was very. He made sure he specified that it was not
Oh,
BVS or
oh
an
my god.
adaptation of World's Finest.
Gotcha.
At
Oh,
least not
okay.
yet for
That
World's
would be great.
Finest. I would
I
like to.
can't wait for him to use that line, that title though. That World's Finest is going to make like, dude. I don't. What's
That's
what's
gonna
the
be
best
great.
way that I could put to like say that I'm just turned on? Like simple as that. Like simple as that. The moment that I see that title in his universe type like coming up, I'm just going to be so
No, I think
blowing.
knowing how James Gunn is in terms of how, and we spoke about his comic book knowledge and stuff like
Yeah.
that in our Superman review, I can see him pulling that out of his sleeve,
Yeah.
at some point. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
But
It's going to be so good.
nothing right now yet.
Hmm.
I'm thinking he wants to further establish the universe
Oh
first
yeah.
before he does something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, again, this is not going to be a direct sequel to Superman, but David Corn Sweat is in the movie and he
Beautiful.
will have an important role. Zaslav didn't clarify as to what this next movie will be about, but that's all we can really tell you based on what James Gunn has already
Mhm.
been mentioning during the press tour
Yeah.
of Superman. And then shortly after, he
Mhm.
kind of did a little bit more on threads and Twitter and all that stuff because he's very active on social media
Mhm.
to kind of kill, the little afterthoughts and
Mhm.
the burning
Oh
questions
yeah,
afterwards
his social media
as he
presence
starts.
is
Oh no, he does. He's
huge.
very is huge. As
Oh yeah.
he's getting ready to start doing promo for Peacemaker season 2.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, moving on from
Oh
that,
wait,
we got
actually,
a
I will
couple.
say this. I had to like interject one thing back to the whole. What I will say, I am going to
Yeah,
enjoy. I did enjoy Superman's movie more just due to the fact that we we are now moving away from the whole um you only get a cameo at the very end and so on and so forth of new characters and so on, because this is going to be a world that everybody's around, they can pop up at any second. It doesn't need to just be a whole like, hey, you only get this like icing on the cake, this little cherry at the very end because like we need to make sure
right.
you watch it. No, this is why we're going to get the more of the Justice Gang coming in and just hanging out and Peacemaker and so on, and everybody's just going to be like thrown in bits and pieces. There's no more of like the status quo of saying, no, you have to wait to get that team up movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To see these characters.
Exactly.
So I will say actually that I will add that to the end of mine because I'm like, that is something I'm excited about. I'm excited just
That's
to see a
fair.
universe.
Hmm.
I'm not just, I was like, I can't say that I enjoyed more Superman than I did Fantastic Four. So, all right, that's my last thing. Continue.
Gotcha. And it feels very comic booky on top of that because
Yes.
that's very very comic book
That's what we
like to
said.
have just
Mm-hmm.
characters just popping and now on an established universe. So Marvel does that, DC
Yep.
does that all the time. So
Yeah.
it's something that feels very comic booky. So that is a fair
Mhm.
point. I didn't really look at it that way. I do want to talk about it at some point. Not
Okay.
this episode.
Oh,
He
okay.
did release the picture of the mural of the
Yeah, yeah, they showed a
and
lot of
how.
the Justice Society on there, yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah. So we'll
like
dive into that
yeah, yeah.
another day.
Yeah,
That one
alright,
is gonna
fair.
take
Let's do it.
that's a whole segment. You know what I mean? We're not doing today. I did want to talk about that.
Nice.
But yeah, moving on from that, we got a couple of
Mhm,
updates for the Batman 2. Obviously, this is
mhm,
gonna be written by Matt Reeves
mhm.
and obviously starting Robert Pattinson. So there's a new report. I will say it's a suggested rumor at this point,
Okay.
from Jeff Snyder and from the In Snyder newsletter, who stated this past week that Robin will be introduced
Hmm,
in the Batman 2. Um, According to him, Robin is in the script to some degree.
okay.
Didn't really specify how involved Robin will be. But again, I'm only going to take this with a grain of salt
Mhm,
because what we got in the first Batman didn't really lead me to believe that we're going to have a sidekick
mhm.
anytime soon. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Mhm.
I feel
Agreed.
like he's still kind of early in his Batman career to be having any sort of sidekicks.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, he's still a teenager
listen,
himself almost, like, like, as up like,
I'm not the
essentially.
screenwriter and I'm not a
Yeah.
studio head, so I don't really
Mhm.
know what's going on behind the scenes. So
Yeah. Yeah. If we see set photos for Haley Circus, then we'll know. You know what I mean? Then we'll know if it's confirmed or something like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. But at the same time, I again I know we have to separate these two universes and everything like that. But I would have thought that knowing that James Gunn is planning to have a Teen Titans moving forward eventually happening, um, why to have a Robin in Matt Reeves universe is kind of like, I don't know. I don't see it like you just said. Like, I agree. Like, I don't see him needing a partner yet. Like, it depends
Yeah,
on the time
I
jump.
really don't see it. Nothing that happened in the first Batman movie
Mhm.
really left any room open for him to have some sort of sidekick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was only in that movie. He has only been Batman for about what, 2 years, 3 years.
Almost less. I want to say just about like it's almost like year one, year two worth of him because they rumors were
Yeah, so
happening. He was still
even
on a motorcycle, you know,
yeah,
and
yeah. So no, yeah,
yeah.
I don't see this
Hmm.
being anything even remotely true.
Hmm.
Again, I'm not an insider. I don't know what goes
Hmm.
on behind the scenes. I'm not a scooper. I just report what's out there, and I just give my thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't
Hmm.
shoot the messenger. Is
Yep.
essentially what I'm trying to say right now.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, back
uh,
to your point. Yes, there is a Teen Titans movie in the
mhm.
works.
Yeah.
There's also Batman Brave and the Bold, which is going to be
Mhm.
Batman and Damian Wayne's
Yes,
Robin. So
exactly.
it's like, and I understand that it is feasible and possible because Matt Reeves' Batman movie is set in the Elseworlds universe
Hmm.
within DC Studios in the DC universe. So yeah, you can have multiple versions or iterations of this character existing at the same time,
Yeah,
but I just
exactly.
don't see it happening from a storytelling standpoint. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the first film just didn't give us that,
Yeah.
you
Unless
know,
it's a time
like
jump. As
and
simple, it
and
could be as simple as that. It could be a time jump
it could be
and
a time
you know, what
jump,
are we gonna do? You know? You know,
but
it's like
we'll see. I mean, WB
uh,
and the execs and DC Studios, James Gunn included,
mhm,
are, very excited about the script. And they're
mhm.
describing it as a very big swing and
Ooh,
a film
okay.
that is well worth the wait. Whatever that means to studio executives, I guess that's good.
They use all
They'll
that corporate jargon all the time, and guess
that's
what?
corporate jargon.
Guess what? We lost
That's
Batgirl
media
because of that
jargon.
shit, right? Like that we lost
Yeah.
Batgirl for that shit.
Well,
So
and also, all that media, corporate, studio jargon,
Mhm,
jargon that they use, and big words and phrases
mhm,
that they
mhm,
like
mhm.
throwing out. We got that for the Flash on a whole press tour, and we see
Yeah.
how that turned out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
The best
like
parts were only Michael Keaton. Really was that all
So
of it, and that's it.
I don't know. I can only take all of this information with a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yep.
but um, but filming
Word.
is set to begin in spring 2026 or early.
Oh yeah.
So about 6 months from now,
Beautiful.
and then the film is set to release October 1st, 2027. So
It seems so
that's a few
far, but
updates.
it's like so far, but so close at the
It's
same
so far
time.
but so close. You
You
know
know
what
what
I
I
mean?
mean?
Especially
Yeah,
with how fast time is going.
you know, the good thing is at least this is coming after the World Cup because honestly, if it was happening during, I don't know if I
Oh
could
man,
pull that off, man.
imagine. Oh, oh man,
I would be so broke.
World Cup is a must. World Cup is a must.
2026 people, keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
2026. Mark your calendars,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
We gonna have to get some soccer jerseys, some
I
football
got
jerseys to
my
get.
US kit. I got my US kit already. I do like well, I don't think Puerto Rico made it in, so even if I get that kit, it wouldn't really matter. um,
I
and
mean,
you
if
know,
there's a Puerto Rican player in the U.S. team, then I mean, we
is
gotta
there?
like
I
get.
might be maybe
I
half.
personally don't know.
Yeah, I
I
think.
personally don't know. May
There
have to look into that.
might be. Yeah, I know. I'm sure there was somebody has like a little bit of like who doesn't have a little Hispanic in them, right?
Someone on the team has like 2% Puerto Rican in them, and that's excuse. That's excuse enough. They'll be like, oh, my grandfather's grandfather was Puerto Rican, so that
Yo,
means I'm
Boricua
Puerto
baby,
Rican.
that's
But
it. The
you
Boricua,
know,
that I'm in here, and then technically, we U.S. is still has Puerto Rico too, so it's all the same thing. We're all
yeah,
the same thing. We just got they just got a soccer team just to try to mix things up because they got basketball, but they that actually they're pretty decent at least. But yeah,
yeah,
back to the
yeah.
news,
They just got to treat our peoples a little better. You know what I'm saying?
right?
That's
Exactly.
all. That's all they got to do. But
Oh my god,
moving on from that over
funny.
to, well, back to the Marvel side, to be completely honest. This is
Ooh.
a very Marvel DC centric episode. Moving
Mhm,
back to the
mhm.
Marvel side, but the Sony Marvel side of things.
Okay.
We got a Spider-Punk animated film that's in development right now with Daniel Kaluuya,
Okay.
who is
Okay.
set to
Okay.
co-write the film. Um,
What do you know any of his other stuff that he's worked on? Daniel Kaluuya?
Daniel Kaluuya, yeah, Black
Oh
Panther
my
Wakanda
god.
Forever, Get
Really?
Out.
Fucking hell. Oh wow. I didn't realize
Was
that.
it Black Klansman? I think was he also voices
What?
Spider Punk in Across the Spider Verse.
Wow. I'm horrible with names. Forgive me. But yes, I love your work. So what was that?
No, the dude has a pretty long resume, man. He's
Oh,
great.
yeah,
And again,
that's
he's
dope.
part of the MCU, so
Fair.
can't forget him.
Word
But
up.
has
Wow.
not been confirmed whether or not he will be voicing Harvey Brown, aka Spider Punk, in this movie.
Hmm.
But it's kind of almost a given. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Hasn't really been confirmed by
Yeah.
Sony Pictures or the report or even Daniel Kaluuya himself.
Yeah.
I think is evident.
Yeah,
That
because he was a
he will
fave
be voicing
in
him.
Spider-Verse, he was what? Like I want to say he was talked about just as much as the movie in general. Like people loved
No, for
Spider-Punk.
sure.
You know
Other
what I
than
mean?
Spider
In the
Man
movie.
2099, other than
Yeah.
Spider Man 2099, he was
Hmm.
definitely one of the
Yep.
hot commodities
Hmm.
in the movie when it
Yep.
released,
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
is this going to, well, hopefully it doesn't interfere with anything Spider-Verse wise because that's got pushed out again too. So that's kind of
Well, yeah,
upsetting.
that got delayed
Um,
another year, a few weeks from his recent. I think it was supposed to drop June 4th or something
mhm.
like that,
Yeah.
2027,
Yeah. Now
and now it's gonna
October
be
or
dropped.
something.
It's like no,
Was it
it's still gonna
October?
drop in June. It just got
Oh,
delayed like a few weeks back. I think it's like
oh,
the
okay.
28th or the 21st or something
Mm.
like that. I
All I
don't
know,
know.
I've
But
been waiting too long.
prior to this delay, it was
Mhm.
delayed like
Mhm.
a year
Oh,
and a
no, it got pushed
half.
back like a year. Like the first time it got
Yeah,
like it was
exactly.
full on year. For
so
whatever reason,
so
who I'm
we'll
sure there were
see that
plenty.
we'll see Spider Punk in 2065 for
Yep.
that. That's for sure. you know,
Oh, hopefully not.
or
Hopefully not.
they'll
God,
wait to
my
2099.
old
You know
ass
what I
trying to
mean?
pull myself to the freaking theater. Probably not, but I'll probably try
No,
it.
we'll try. We'll make it work. For the love of the game. For the love of
Fuck,
the
how
game,
old
we'll
would
make
we
it work.
be? God, I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to do the math. I don't want to do the math. Continue. Let's go.
2065?
Yeah,
2065. Damn.
right.
Okay,
We're
let's do
40
it.
more
We're
years later.
2025. That's 40 years from now.
Wow, we're gonna be
Damn.
close to hitting like 90. No, wait,
We'll be in our
70s.
mid 70s.
Yeah. Oh wow. All
Mid
right.
70s, close to
Oh,
80s.
actually, with modern medicine, maybe we could. Never mind.
With
All right.
modern
Yeah.
medicine,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, if we're
a couple of hip replacements, but yeah, we're
exactly,
good.
yep. At least a new tibia, and I definitely will need that. Too much running
Yeah.
the wrong way, and I
You're
don't
definitely
recover
gonna
correctly.
you're definitely gonna need some rods in your knees for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
Absolutely.
just give me robotic legs, and then call it a day. I'll still go running.
No, the future is cybernetic, bro. We're gonna be like the Overwatch people, like
Oh
the
my
characters
god.
of Overwatch, where everything, they lose limbs, cybernetic enhancements. You know what I
There it
mean? And
is. That's
we
it.
start thriving. Got mechanical arms, legs, everything.
Oh, okay. Oh, races
Mechanical
are going to be
eyes. We're gonna
so
be like
fast.
cyborgs.
No, yeah, word up. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Well, again, a little bit cyborg, not too much cyborg. You know what I mean? Like,
A little bit.
there's that
A
little
little bit.
midway that we need, right? Just a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, just a little
To
bit.
give me an
Just a
edge.
little bit, but not too much. Just enough to keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? For the love of the
Exactly.
game. That's it. For the love of the game.
Oh my god, it's
but,
ridiculous.
but
Wow, we went on some
keeping it
tangents today.
inspiring.
Fucking
No,
hell.
for sure. Absolutely. I love it. Kicking it old school, you know what I
Oh,
mean? But going
word
back
up.
to sticking to Marvel and
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man, we got a few, we got not even a few, I'm gonna say we got a lot of updates for Spider-Man Brand New Day. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We got
Oh yeah. Yep.
some confirmed
If you guys been paying
castings.
attention to the socials, I hope you have. Then you'll
No,
know.
hopefully we got some casting additions. We got some minor plot details. We got
Mhm,
a crap ton of set photos, set
mhm, mhm.
videos.
Okay.
Like we can speculate. We obviously Kevin Feige did confirm a few things as well, but let's start off with a couple of things. The
Okay.
film is confirmed to be a street level film, so
Love it.
obviously we're seeing Spider-Man Peter Parker back to his roots,
Mhm,
which is
mhm.
something everybody has been wanting to see since his introduction to the MCU in Civil War.
Yep.
We're finally getting it. Obviously, it took some time to get there, but we're finally getting it. This, like Kevin Feige said, this is the brand new Spider-Man Peter Parker that we're gonna see in Brand New Day. So
Mhm,
I'm glad that we're going back to the roots, street level crime he's gonna be doing, which paves the way for a lot of what's coming,
mhm.
which is obviously a street level anti hero like John Bernthal's Punisher
Mhm.
appearing in the film.
Love the beard. Like, you freaking
Yeah,
killing
no,
it.
he looks
Love
great.
it.
He looks great,
Love
man.
it.
That
Mhm.
the costume. If you guys have not seen the post on Instagram, go check it
Mm,
out. Get a new look at him in the Punisher
mhm,
special. Not sure if that's going to transition over to Spider-Man: Brand New Day, but that special has wrapped filming, so he's going to be on the set of Spider-Man: Brand New Day rather soon if he's not
mhm.
there already.
Do
So
you think, did they say anything that this is going to be, I guess, like events after Daredevil Born Again, or and his special?
the special, honestly, they haven't really said much about
Mm.
the special.
They
Honestly, in
it
terms of what the plots are, set
yeah.
photos have revealed that Mama Ganucci is the villain of the special, but other than
Okay.
that, honestly, we
Interesting.
don't know. And I'm just gonna safely presume, based on some of the set videos I've seen,
Mhm.
that it does take place after the first, maybe in between the first and second season
Mhm.
of Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Because like the scenes that I've seen them shoot and whatever have been rather chaotic. So it
Mhm.
seems like New York is in utter chaos given the events of the first season, or at least the first half of Daredevil Born Again. We can presume it
Yeah.
kind of falls
It
in
should
between.
fall. Yeah, it should follow up in
It
canon
should
wise.
fall there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay.
So
Chronologically, it should make sense.
I'm sure all of
Yeah.
that will tie into Brand New Day some way, somehow, even
Mhm.
though Marvel and Sony haven't really confirmed that. And it gets a little tricky, especially with Kingpin and all that. We'll have to
Mhm.
wait and see. But we
Yeah.
got the Punisher. You know what I mean? But we got the Punisher, which is
Mhm.
a step in the right direction. You
Yes.
know, so that means the Daredevil team up is like it's almost there. You can almost taste it. We just need the legal paperwork behind the scenes that we aren't privy to kind of
Yep.
get
If he's
going so
not
they can make that
if they
happen.
yeah, if they don't even show a little bit of Matt Murdock, like, right away, I don't know. Well, actually,
And honestly, it shouldn't be that difficult.
yeah, it
He
shouldn't
did
be.
get a cameo in No Way Home,
But
so
see, and that's what I'm thinking about, because No Way Home happened, and no one knows who Spider-Man is anymore. eh, does would Murdoch only know that he represented Spider-Man again, and just kind of blink out with the face? Like, that's one of those
oh, he wouldn't
things.
know. He wouldn't know. I think the world forgot who Peter Parker was. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So in his mind, he won't recognize, or he probably has no
Yeah.
recollection that he
That's what I'm
represented
saying.
Peter Parker, but
Well,
he
no, no,
may
no, but
see.
isn't it because I mean, the reason why he was in court was because they were trying him with murder of Mysterio. So, but then
Hmm.
and now it should have turned into Spider-Man the Menace is who killed Mysterio. Right?
Right.
Isn't that what the now is supposed to be? Unless hopefully they're not even just going to bring it up and just hope nobody asks, because
No,
I'm actually upset that I asked.
I think they're gonna ignore all that. No,
I'm upset that I
I'm gonna
asked.
have to rewatch the original
Yeah.
MCU trilogy of
Mhm.
Spider-Man so I can have a better
Mm.
answer for you.
No, fair enough.
We'll put a pin in
Let's
that
do
and
it.
we'll talk about it next episode.
Mm.
No, but yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's still having Bernthal as the Punisher in his movie
Mhm,
definitely paves the way to have that Spider-Man Daredevil team up, which obviously was teased, and we got in
mhm.
animation form in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, we
if it
did.
happened there, I mean,
Mhm.
who's to say it can't happen in live action
True
at some
enough.
point?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we
Mhm.
got the Punisher in there. We also got news that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his
Cool.
role as Bruce Banner. The Hulk in this movie. We also got Michael Mando
Oh,
returning as
I'm sorry, finish off that line, Michael Mando. Go ahead.
Mac Gargan,
There you
Scorpion.
go. Yeah, go cool,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect.
Oh,
Now
hold on.
no, 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 no,
I thought I
because
had
I
my
was gonna
information
say,
wrong. I'm like,
because
hold up.
I hope they do pull this from the comic, because if Hulk is there, Hulk is actually one of the few characters in the comic books that remembers who Peter Parker is and Spider-Man. He was never affected by
By the
Mephisto's,
spell. Hmm.
by the spell and all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. So it's like, that's a cool thing, that if even a little bit of Mark Ruffalo can do the whole, "Hey Peter, how's it been?" Or give him something, so then, we can get that little real sentimental moment of saying, he's like, "How do you know that's me? Like, everybody was supposed to forget," and he's like, "I don't work the
Yep.
same way as everybody else." And honestly, that would give me a little bit more of, "Hey, thank you for being the Hulk I know in the comics, and not the MCU Hulk after what they did to him recently.
I think we're gonna get a new and improved version of
Yeah,
Hulk in this
I'm
movie. I
hoping.
think we're gonna get that Hulk that you're looking for, and that everyone is looking for, because you know he got
They nerfed
they done
him,
they done
and
massacred our
yeah,
boy.
they
We ain't gonna lie, bro.
don't get me wrong. They
At
like,
at
yeah,
at the age of Voltron, I'm sorry, they kind of massacred our boy,
yeah,
man.
yeah. They've ruined him after age. Yeah, that's when it all started. Because honestly, since Ragnarok, I couldn't stand what they did to him. And Smart Hulk was okay. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because he played a role and he needed to be smart for Infinity War. But yeah, I think we definitely talked about this in past episodes.
Oh
But
no, for sure.
yeah,
In
but
the
I hope
first
they give that a
iteration of
little
the
bit,
podcast, I'm sure
right?
we talked about it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
No, we did talk about it because we
We
reviewed
definitely did.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, we did. I
No,
definitely said
absolutely.
the same thing. Yeah, I definitely said it. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I hope they at least give him that little bit, just because like us comic book fans are going to be like, oh, yay, he did it. He
No,
remembers.
for
You know what I mean?
sure.
It'll be a nice
No,
little
for
moment for him.
sure.
And, you know,
No,
obviously
absolutely.
having Scorpion live action, hopefully they can nail the suit.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
know,
hoping for,
that's
because
the
we got
hard
him
part.
first in Homecoming and we never saw him again. And I'm just like, come on, man, you're not gonna
Yep.
introduce Scorpion
Yeah.
and not have this man suit up as Scorpion in live action. It's like, come on.
Yeah, and I wasn't mad at the Matt Gargan that they made, the Scorpion that they made in Friendly Neighborhood, even though obviously animation, but it did seem
Hmm.
like they kind of like they dumbed down the armor and all that kind of stuff in the animation to make it look a
Right.
little bit more like fresh, right? So I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind an option like that too. You know what I mean? If they had to do it some way, I wouldn't mind it like that. They don't need to go the full, you know, comic book accurate like
Yeah, no,
Scorpion. I
I
feel like,
think they'll pull off
yeah.
something. You
Hmm.
know, the MCU is pretty good
Hmm.
about transitioning those
Hmm.
kind of costumes into live action. The Vulture looked pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't want to
Hmm.
see him flying in a skin tight leotard with wings. You know
Says
what I
you,
mean? Like,
bro. Says you. Would have loved it. No, I was kidding. Nah,
no,
it was a cool. It was a
honestly,
cool iteration.
speaking of some of the villains I would have
Hmm.
loved to see in their comic book accurate costumes, at least Spider-Man rogues. Doc
Hmm.
Ock, I would love to see him in the green and yellow
I
at
think they
some
could pull that
point.
off, right? Yeah, they
I
could
think they can
definitely
pull
pull
that
that
off,
off.
and
Yeah.
it will look
Hmm.
beautiful in live action.
Yep. Hmm.
Scorpion, obviously, I would love to see that accurately portrayed in live action. I'm good with how
Yep.
we got Vulture with Michael Keaton in
Hmm.
Homecoming. The one I really want them to nail down, and I'm losing. No, I got it now. Electro. I would love to see a
Well,
comic
we
book
got
accurate.
close. We got close
We know
when this
got
with
it.
No
We
Way
got it.
Home.
And it
We
looked
got
good
it.
with Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx. We got it. But I would
Hmm.
love to see them fully go for it, because
Hmm.
like we got a glimpse of it and it
Yeah.
looks good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
True
I would
enough.
love them to go. That's one of those three I would love to see like full on accurate in
Yeah.
live action.
Oh yeah,
You
of
know?
course. I think, yeah, when it comes to the Sinister Six, you need to have the accuracy. They're too well
Hmm.
known. You know what I mean? We need them to look good.
Right.
And I think that it's, you know, it's, you got to do them justice, man. It's like it's fan service, but at the same time,
Hmm.
it's like, you know, it's a part of the universe. It's simple as that. You got to give it to us. Just give it to us. And that's it's
Just
like
give
it's
it
not
to
hard.
us. You know what I
It's
mean?
not hard. Yeah, it's not hard.
But yeah, as part of the plot details and things of that nature, we don't really know much. I mean, the
Hmm.
report was saying that Spider-Man, Hulk, and the Punisher will be fighting each other before they discover who the real villain of the movie is,
Hmm.
which I can see
Which
another
is
like Savage Hulk type thing. This is
okay.
very typical of Marvel to kind of have the heroes do this. I don't feel like that is a requirement to
Hmm.
have characters who kind of disagree have to fight with each other before they get on the same page, but
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that works out with the
What I
Punisher and Spider-Man, and then
Yeah.
maybe they might have to team up to kind of take down the Hulk. Maybe, who knows?
I
And
could see
I
it
just want to
as
see
like,
how that
yeah,
dynamic plays out.
yeah. I could see it more like Punisher is attacking Hulk because Hulk is doing something, and now, you know, especially if he's savage, right? Like if he's back
Hmm.
to like he's reverted and he's not himself anymore, he would end up, you know, causing rampage. Punisher's trying to kill him so that he could stop him, and Spider-Man is fighting both of them so Punisher doesn't kill his friend by mistake or something, whatever, or or try to stop him without killing
Or
him
vice
either way.
versa.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Or
mean? You
trying to
know,
stop the Hulk from killing Punisher, you know?
yeah. Well, eventually, honestly, I think that would be the bigger option because yeah, Punisher has guns and a whole bunch of other stuff, and nobody's been
Hmm.
able to kill the Hulk yet. So you know, it's like
Yeah, pretty much.
that's what I can see. I can see Spider-Man trying to protect both of them. Like, I don't want anybody to hurt themselves, and because that's usually
Yeah,
what
exactly.
his mo is in the all the time anyway. He's always the deterrent. Spider-Man never really like initiates anything unless it's a one-on-one fight, you know. So it's like
Hmm.
when he's in the mix of stuff, he's always trying to hold things back. You know, he's webbing people up or slowing them down to try to, you know, the de-escalate the situation. So I can see something
Right.
like that. Yeah, it'll be fun.
No,
We'll
for
see.
sure, for sure. But yeah, another big thing that we did get from the set videos and the set photos, we got a
Mhm.
tank with a inner demon logo on the side of it, or what
Okay.
appears to be a demon logo, an inner
Mhm.
demon logo on it. Which, Martin Lee,
Hmm.
Mr. Negative, has
Mhm.
been heavily rumored to be the villain of this movie way before we got all this information. So this has been a long running rumor.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is like the first confirmation of any sort that we got
Mhm.
pointing to Martin Lee
Mhm.
and Mr. Negative being the villain of this movie. We also got Feast and No Way, it was a No Way Home. So that's like,
Yes.
he's very
Yeah.
involved with that with Feast as well. So maybe that was like, the first breadcrumb. This is the
Mhm.
second breadcrumb. And a lot of speculation online is that Mr. Negative will kind of play into that whole fight between Spider-Man, Hulk, and the Punisher.
Makes perfect sense. Easy
You know
enough.
what I
Like
mean?
straight up like, "Hey, touch Hulk." Now all of a sudden fight. You know what I
Exactly. He's
mean?
affected
Simple
by the
piece.
drugs that
Yeah.
he kind of
Mhm.
puts out, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think it's kind of all signs are really pointing to Mr. Negative being
Mhm.
in this movie as the villain. And I'm interested to see how he will look in live action. I want to see if they can really pull off that comic that his especially his negative look.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I
The
mean?
negative
Like,
is going to be again. It's going to be CGI. It has to be.
no, it
I don't
has to be.
see. I don't see
Absolutely.
as. And it's so like it's easy. It's easy enough. It's like, you know, you can get it with the smoky look coming off of it. Honestly, if they do something similar to how they did it in the Spider-Man games, you know what I mean, the Insomniac and all that kind of stuff. Those
Hmm.
games. If they do a similar to that, perfect. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all you really need. Like, it's not hard. Like, you know, he's in a suit. He's like inverted. The color's negative. You know what I mean? And
And
that's
that's
it.
that's the crazy thing. It's like
You
you don't
know.
really need to like gear him up. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
can't really
None.
other than getting that negative look down. You're not really. He's in a
Hmm.
suit and he fights in a suit. So
Yeah.
it's like
Hmm.
to really like it will be really hard for them to kind of mess it up. But then so Sony is gonna Sony at the end of the day. So Sony is gonna Sony at the
Oh,
end of the day. So
that's funny.
we'll have to wait and see until we get any either the
Wait, wait,
first look
wait. No, Sony's
images.
not. Sony's playing a big part in the production of this, or I thought it was just all MCU still.
No, 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 no,
What
no.
I'm missing? See, what am I missing out here?
All Spider-Man movies, all Spider-Man movies that are part of the MCU are Sony productions from start to finish. The only thing
Really
Marvel only has a say in the script and the casting. That is all Marvel
interesting.
has
I
anything to
never
say.
caught that. I never caught that. I knew they
Part
were
of
a
that
part of
deal
it. I knew they were a part of it.
part of
Mhm.
that deal also they must have an MCU character,
Mm.
an Avenger doesn't matter who
Wow.
must be included in that Spider-Man film.
Did we
And
I feel like you never mentioned that before to me, or I've never even have I ignored you? I'm
I may
sorry. I
maybe
apologize. I
maybe
apologize. Maybe
it's
I
okay.
zoned out at those moments. Maybe I zoned out,
Maybe
or maybe it's like I glossed over it because of the fact that I'm like, but it turned out good. It turned out good. The
probably
Spider-Man movies were solid, and these
probably
were the MCU Spider-Man because it was Tom Holland and it came into it. So who
probably
knows? I don't know. But that's
probably
wild. Holy fuck. But
yeah.
hopefully it's not the case because again, like you said, MCU still has to kind of like green light a lot of this stuff
They have
for
a
the
say
production.
they have a lot of say
So
in the story
yeah.
and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So
Interesting. Okay.
even though Sony is the big, you know, contributor to it.
Hmm.
Marvel is contributing to some degree and whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously the financials, Marvel just gets a little like chump change
Hmm.
from whatever
Hmm.
they make. Sony reaps all the benefits of the box office, all that extra cash, Sony makes. And then part of that deal, since they get to use Spider-Man in the MCU and whatever movies, MCU movies, that are
Hmm.
developed
Hmm.
by Marvel Studios and Spider-Man is in it, all that money goes to Marvel Studios
Wow.
through and
Okay.
through. So that money
Interesting.
is not is shared in any way.
Gotcha.
Um, But yeah,
Wow.
that's that. Again, we also got some set photos. We got the new suit, and
Yep,
I
everybody
gotta
saw it.
applaud Sony for this because they got
Mhm.
ahead of the game.
Mhm.
They knew leaks were coming.
Yeah.
They got ahead of it, and they were like, you know what? No, bring everybody, bring all your 4K cameras, put out these 4K
Yep.
pictures,
Let's make this
post
a
them all over
party.
social.
Let's make it a
It,
party.
let's make it a party. You got Tom Holland waving at fans.
Yeah.
It's a whole shebang. He's taking selfies and he's doing Listen, I gotta applaud Sony for that. They
Mhm.
gave us a teaser revealing the suit.
Yeah.
They gave us 2 teasers to reveal the
Mhm.
suit. They gave us the first one was a little 9-second teaser
Yep.
showing the raised webbing and the texture of the new suit.
Mhm.
Then the day before filming or the day of filming that morning, we got the little teaser at the
Oh,
soundstage
with
with
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah.
And it's
That
like, you know
that
what?
was nice. Honestly, even I was like, that almost made me shed a tear a little bit because I was like, that feels so good. I was like, he's back in
It
his suit,
did.
and
It
you could
did.
see it's like
Honestly.
I was like, I like that. He's like Spider-Man on set. I'm like, get it, boy, get it, get it.
You can tell Tom Holland also felt
Mhm. Yep, he's back in
like,
his
yeah,
skin, back
like,
into his skin
yo,
again.
I'm just like, nah, I'm like, yo, Sony, I gotta,
Mhm.
Sony's gonna Sony, but I gotta give credit where
Word,
credit is due
word. That
because
was
this was
good.
a smart
That was, yeah. Don't
That
get me
was a
wrong.
smart
Obviously,
move.
all the set photos, you know me, I'm not a fan of seeing anything right
You're
away.
not a fan of that.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm
you're on
not.
record. Yeah.
I need it. I need it in the movies. I want to see it done. I want to see it fully, no spoilers type of thing. But I do appreciate knowing that hey, they took the web slinging and made it practical. They tried. They did it. They tried to do it practical. Which
And the crazy thing
yeah,
is
Mhm.
John Watts, who
I heard.
directed the
Yes.
original trilogy. You heard that,
Hmm,
right? He
hmm,
said he
yes.
called it boring.
Yep.
Boring. He was like, "Oh, my next advice, my little tidbit for the next
Hmm,
director of Spider-Man, Daniel, was it Creston? I don't remember
hmm.
his name, but the director, Shang-Chi. I'm butchering his name right now, and I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah.
But he gave him a little tip. He's like, "Oh, to do it all CGI. It's not
Yeah.
practical. It looks boring." And I'm just like, it's a big
Hmm.
to him. It's like, no, I'm gonna do it practical, and it looks
Yeah.
great.
It looks fun.
I
Honestly.
prefer
Yeah.
that over
Yeah.
the wonky, overly grown foot swinging that we got
Mhm.
in Homecoming and all those. It's like, nah, bro,
Yeah, yeah. I
nah.
think so far the best web slinging still to date is Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man.
By
By
far,
far is still and I
has
want to
not
say some of
has
that
not
was practical. Some of it
has
was
not
done
been topped
practical.
yet.
Yeah,
Has
still hasn't
not
been
been
done.
topped yet.
Still the best part of it. And then don't get me wrong again. There was a couple scenes in all the Tom Holland stuff that he looks great doing it, but it's also like you still remember Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man doing it, and you were
Hmm.
like, "Wow, that's fire!" I was like, "That's like," and especially that
Do
the
we recall
very first POV. I was like,
the opening shot? The opening shot when he's free falling, and it's
mhm.
like, come on, bro.
Oh, so well done. So I love
It's
it.
like
I love it.
that opening scene has
That
not been topped.
that literally inspired all of the Insomniac gaming of Spider-Man. You're
Literally.
literally everybody's climbing up to the Empire State Building just to get to the very highest point so you can free fall off of that freaking building so that you can swing at the very last second just to get that
Yep.
feel of like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to swing. Like all of us have done it. All of us like
It's all of
swinging.
us.
You know
I've
what I
done it.
mean?
I've done it.
Oh,
I've
I've done
done
it
it.
for
It's
I've swung
crazy.
around all of New York City like for hours playing that game, not only trying to do missions, but I was just swinging. That's some of the best part of the game, and also
No,
why
absolutely.
people love Spider-Man because the swinging is just so cool. Compared, everybody flies now. You know what I mean? Almost everybody can fly. But
Hmm.
his swinging is still just all his own. Nobody else really does that.
Yeah, no,
It's just awesome.
it's gonna be
You
cool
know.
seeing it all practical. I don't want to see more set photos and set videos. I'm good with what I
Mhm.
got. I feel like I got my fill of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'm
Yep.
good until this movie drops next summer.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm
Well,
good.
and
I
that's
can wait
awesome
for
to
a
know that it's
teaser.
next summer. That
We don't
feels
have to
so
wait that
close.
long.
That is
You know what
wild
I
to
mean?
me. That's
Next
wild to
summer.
me.
Next summer.
It
July 31st, 2026 to be
mhm.
exact is when we
That's gonna
get
be
this
wild.
right before we get Avengers
Mhm.
Doomsday.
All
So
right. I love it. See, and
I'm excited.
so do you know? Okay, like I like from my understanding, Tom Holland says that he is definitely taking a break after Doomsday. Are we expecting we're probably going to see him out of the role at this point, or like what's like, or is this going to be
No,
like,
no, I don't think he's gonna
mhm,
exit the role. I'm
yeah,
gonna assume, and this is just again me assuming, we're gonna have another trilogy with
okay,
this new version of Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
hmm,
There's just too much money to be made. You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
just
yeah,
too much money to be made, and if we're gonna get this version of Spider-Man kind of grow into those college years of Peter Parker, you're gonna need a trilogy.
hmm, hmm.
That that's one. Two, I'm sure he appears in Avengers Doomsday
No,
some
he's
way
definitely doing
somehow.
that. I know that much. I know he's showing up there.
Even though he hasn't really, they haven't confirmed his casting. I'm sure he's gonna appear there,
Hmm, hmm.
and he's most definitely gonna be in Secret Wars, and you're gonna have to give him the symbiote suit in Secret Wars, just like we got in the comics,
Yep, yep.
and that's gonna carry over to his movie as
Hmm.
well, and you know the sequel to whatever the sequel is to Brand New Day. You know what
Got
I
it.
mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
I think after these next three, after this solo movie and then the next two appearances
Hmm, hmm.
of Spider-Man is when he may take a little break to kind of
Live
sit
life.
back a little bit,
Okay.
because you
See,
know
I understood he said
he did,
he's
no, he did
breaking
the
from
same
acting.
thing, because you also
Yeah.
got to think about it. He also just finished filming, he was also filming The Odyssey for
Yeah, that's
Christopher
right. Yeah,
Nolan.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Hmm,
So
hmm.
he went from there, finished that, to then right
Hilariously,
in,
he did scenes with John Burton already too, but okay.
yeah. So he went from the set of The Odyssey right into the set of Brand New Day,
Hmm,
to then most likely go right into the set of Avengers Doomsday,
hmm.
then go to Avengers Secret Wars, because those are being filmed back to back.
Busy man.
And it's like, you know, he's
Busy
gonna be
man. I love it.
busy, and he's gonna
Yep.
do the same thing after is essentially he's gonna take a break, kind of like what he did after Avengers Endgame.
Hmm.
After Avengers Endgame, he took a massive break. He
Yeah.
decided to go chill in London with Zendaya and just call it a day. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
I
Oh
respect
yeah.
that.
No, well,
I
he
respect that.
like what we call a break compared to like for these Hollywood guys. You know what I mean? Because he was
Hmm.
obviously doing his small businesses like from Bureau and all that kind of stuff, making a brand new drink and all that,
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
these
You
other
know.
things. So in the terms of he took a break from acting, not just a break because everybody needs to stay
Right.
busy at some point or another, right?
No,
But
no,
like,
I'm sure, especially
you
when
know,
you got big problems like that. If you know what I mean.
God
You
bless
know.
them. That's it. That's all I could say. God bless them. You know,
You know, when you got big problems like that, it's like you can't not be busy for like
yeah,
too long.
yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Unless you have a very good accountant, from what I hear. One day I will let you guys know. One day, I don't know. I don't know how I'm
One
going to do
day,
it. One day I'll let you know.
one day, make sure you let me know first before you get on record and on the air to let them know how your
Oh yeah.
accountant is handling your biz. You know what I mean?
Oh God willing, knock on the wood, right? Knock on the
Yeah,
wood.
no, knock on wood
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, that's all we got for this
Hmm,
episode. I know this is a short one, but that's our go-to
hmm,
with this new podcast. I know before we used to kind of like run rampant on this, but we want nice to
hmm.
keep it nice,
Yeah.
compact, straightforward, and give you a rundown and our thoughts on it. It feels nice to kind of
Hmm.
sit back and shoot the shit a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
I think it's time to do that, honestly, because like especially the way that now things are going to start kind of like calming down, especially with the amount of content we're going to get.
no, I think you're
Nothing's,
mistaken in terms
you know what
of
I mean?
highly calming down. Like we get there's a lot of stuff. Granted, we're not gonna cover everything.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. We're not gonna cover everything like we
Yeah,
used
but
to.
that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
there's a shit ton of content coming out. You
What
know what I mean?
are we
Eyes of
talking about?
Wakanda's
Are
just
we
dropped.
okay? Yes. Okay.
We
Yes.
got Peacemaker coming in a couple of
Okay.
weeks. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
like we got, and then you got the fall lineup, which you know
Okay.
there's definitely some shows in the fall. You know what I mean? Like
So back to what he just said. Yes, we're not going to cover everything. We're not, but
no, no,
we're
actually
gonna
no,
we're gonna give you
actually
some
we just
stuff. We're
can't.
gonna give you
We just
plenty. We're
can't.
gonna give you enough until this becomes a 9 to 5 for us. We'll give you as much as we can.
Once we're able to do this, like multiple times throughout the week,
Mhm,
then that's a
mhm.
completely different story. But
Yeah.
when we can only once every 2 weeks, now we gotta be
Yeah, we
very
got you.
selective. But
And you guys let us know in the comments if you like the new format, you know what I mean? Like, or if you
no,
think
yeah,
that
of
we need to give you
course.
more. But again, here's the thing. There's always going to be something extra. There may be something. But hey, we appreciate your comments and keep on coming back, please. Like, hopefully you
No,
guys
honestly,
enjoying ourselves.
we appreciate all the engagement over the past month or so since we relaunched the pod.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
we appreciate. We want to welcome all of our new subscribers. You know, if you're not, this is your first time watching us or the second time, whatever the case may be, thank you for subscribing. For those who are familiar with us, thank you for the support and the continued support. Obviously, subscribe for more content. Like us, leave us a comment, add this video to your favorites, share with your friends, your family, share with your grandma. You know what I mean. But most importantly, as always, stay nerdy, my friends. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.